Welcome everybody. This is UK National Master Cengiz Hasman from Cyprus, and this is my latest video. The Alekhine takes on a Grandmaster. In today's game I am black against one of England's best Grandmasters, Grandmaster John Emms, rated 2503 at the time. The game was played in the London League in November 2007. Before I start analysing the game, I do want to mention some things which I think is important. At the time, I hardly had any experience against Grandmasters or International Masters, and I believe this was probably like my second game against the Grandmaster. So I had virtually no experience, but I was adamant on playing and then later on achieving good results, which I'm proud to say I have achieved that. You can see in previous videos, and there will be some subsequent videos too on them. However, it's not easy achieving these results, but it is possible if you believe in it. And I hope this game serves as inspiration, because it is a long road ahead, but if you persevere and continue, keeping your goal in mind, it is definitely possible. So let's start the analysis. So as mentioned, I'm black, and I play the Alekhine's defense against my Grandmaster opponent, John Emms. So here he could have played knight c3, avoiding it. Some players do play this. It's a decent move, but I invited him into an Alekhine's defense, which he accepted. And he played the most popular move that Grandmasters and International Masters play against the Alekhine's defense, which is this knight f3 variation. And my c6 move is the Miles variation, and I try and exchange off this effective knight on e5. And I've managed to exchange my opponent's queen, which I thought was an achievement, because it reduces things which he can do against me. I played bishop e6, but there was a g6 move as an alternative. There was even f5. If he plays a3, I can take. This could have happened. However, I played bishop e6 with the intention to play bishop d5 at the right time. My opponent knows this, so he stops it with knight c3. And now I play my f5 move. And instead of playing this, which would have been pleasant for me, or even this, I would have taken this bishop, obtained the bishop pair. My opponent plays the very good a3 move, and if I do take, I do have a fractured pawn structure. So I retreated to knight a6, and then I played knight c7. Actually, knight c5 was a bit better. It's attacking this bishop, threatening to obtain the bishop pair by taking this bishop. And he would have probably played bishop e2, giving me a move. However, I played knight c7. I think I was just too focused on this d5 square, because sometimes some squares are really important, and at the time I was just a bit too focused on this d5 square. I do want to point out that this was in the London League, a team competition, and we had 75 minutes each to make 30 moves, and then 15 minutes for a guillotine finish. No increments, so a reasonably fast time control, even though it's not a rapid play game. I do find the solution for this bad bishop on f8, and however, it is the main cause, I believe, of me losing this game, because this bishop was kind of out of play for most of the game. So in effect, I was playing a piece down. However, I believe this game did contribute in improving my positional play, like restricting opponents' pieces. So, as I said, we do have to treat these games as like a lesson, something to learn from, not to just think negatively about these experiences. So, I mean, as you can see, this bishop's bad. This bishop's doing a good job of stopping the rook come down to infiltrate my position, and I do place my king in a very good square. It's ready to sort of get into the center if necessary, contribute, but again we get back to that problematic bishop. So my opponent's expanding on the queen side, and again I just didn't manage to do something about this bishop, unfortunately. So some exchanges occur, and again the expansion continues. These bishops are very well placed, looking at the controlling future squares on the queen side. And I mean, I was prepared to take this pawn for giving the c6 pawn, but my opponent just played b5. And here, even though this game is it's a lost endgame, it's a technically lost endgame. Instead of my rook takes b5 move, I should have gone for activity, giving this a7 pawn, but activating my rook, maybe then trying to liberate this bishop. I probably would have still lost against my strong grandmaster opponent, but I could have put up a bit more of a fight, to be honest, in this position. And then after exchanging, it was a reasonably, I mean, it was a very easy task for my opponent to convert into a win. I'm just playing some moves, just trying to, I mean, I finally liberate my bishop, but this pawn on b6 is too strong. I just can't cope with it, really. And after g4, I resign, I throw in the towel, so to speak. But as I said, it was a game that I did learn a lot from. I think it was my second game against the Grandmaster, so it was exciting. And then later on, I became more and more used to playing these players, and then I did achieve some results against them, a few wins and quite a lot of draws. So this is what I wanted to say to you: just don't give up and persevere. So thank you very